Oh, what was it? Oh, somebody asked me that. Tamaki's a great character. I can tell you that much. There's so many great moments. There was one I was thinking. The whole episode with he and Kyoya, I mentioned this last night, where he shows up and wants to know all about Japanese culture and the kotatsu table and everything. He's just crazy. You know what? Let me think about that, because there was one that stuck out, and I can't remember it right now. It slipped my mind, but if I can remember it, I'll tell you. But I just love everything he says, because he's funny.
Was there ever a scene in Fullmetal Alchemist that actually made you cry?
There were many of those kind of scenes.
What about the one with Venus?
No, actually, it's funny. It's so funny how you get similar questions. I've heard that people have asked before, did you actually cry when Nina died? And you know what? That was early on in the series, right? It was like the 5th episode or 6th episode. It was very early on. So, we're still kind of getting to know the characters and getting to build the relationships between the characters. And at that point in time, I had not really yet vested myself as much as still kind of getting to know Ed and getting to know the different characters. So when Ed found Nina, and for those of you that haven't seen that much yet, we'll just say when he found her and was crying in the street and stuff, I mean, that was just acting. But just a few episodes later, the episode with Barry the Chopper, when he almost thought he was going to be killed, and that last scene between Ed and Al sitting on the steps, and Ed was talking about when he thought he was actually going to die, how scared he was. From that point on, there were more and more scenes where I just really felt a great deal of the emotional attraction to the scene and the characters, and I cried several times throughout that show, especially in the last few episodes. Chris.
Yes.
Sorry for asking you again, but I heard you're coming, Vic, you're coming out with a Christmas album.
I am.
And I heard you're coming up with your own music. Can you give a little sample?
Well, there are a couple. I mean, samples like singing? No,
Acapella.
It's too early in the morning for that. Actually, there are 12 cuts or 11 cuts on the Christmas CD. In fact, when I get back to LA on Monday, sometime Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, they should show up. I'm waiting for them to get back from the presses. But there are a couple of original songs on there as well. But then, I think people like to hear the standards. They like to hear the Christmas songs that they grew up with or they're familiar with. So there are a lot of standards. There's some fun ones. And then there are some of the more carols, the more sacred Christmas carols. But I arranged them all, so they're all kind of original, interesting arrangements on all those songs. They're available at RissimbullRangers.com. Do any Rangers have business cards? You guys, pass those suckers out. I want you guys to all join us if you haven't. So, yes, Christmas album coming out. Sorry, that was a long answer. Yes?
Why powdered donuts?
Because they were there. They were there. They were available. I put a picture on MySpace. Did you see it? You guys, I'm going to say this really quick, like 20 seconds. For those of you who don't know what she's talking about, there was a scene where Ed got punched in the face, and so I went to the vending machine and got some powdered sugar donuts and jammed them in my mouth, kept them in my cheek when I recorded, so it would sound kind of puffy, And it really got gross, let's just say that. Because I wasn't eating them, I was just holding them in my cheek. Exactly, dude, that's what they looked like when they came out. So a couple of months ago, I was recording at Funimation, and I went to the vending machine, and they had powdered sugar donuts again, and I'm like, memories. And so I took a picture of it with my phone, and I put it on my MySpace so you guys could see the actual donuts at the vending machine in Funimation.
This is for Chuck, but could you say Dragon of the Darkest Flame?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Dragon of the Darkest Flame.
Oh, wait.
wait, that wasn't EA's voice. Yeah, it's too early. My voice is not working. That's about as good as I could go.
I'm with you, dude.
Back there in the corner.
For everybody, did you guys ever play any pranks on anybody else in your group?
I played one on Caitlin Glass last week. I was just telling him about this. I was in recording a couple of bit parts for Murder Princess, and they went so quick, we had all this free time, and so I started, oh, by the way, Caitlin wasn't there. Caitlin's directing Murder Princess, but she was at a convention, so she had a sub-director, right? Carrie Savage. Well, Carrie and I were buddies, so like, as soon as I recorded the few lines for the different characters, I'm like, Carrie, let's leave some little bombs for Caitlin. So we went through and like I was recording these really crappy, weird voices for these characters that I wasn't even supposed to play. So that Caitlin would come back and go, what the heck? And so she sent me a text message the other day. She's like, I love the drunk guy and all these things. That I'm like, will you leave it in this show? No. We always play pranks on each other. That's one of the fun things.
Yeah. Being that I'm the sound technician, I have a lot of fun with voice acting outtakes. And I think that my most famous prank at a rehearsal was we had a dance number that we had to rehearse, and you know, they were all getting into position, and I played the song, and they started dancing, but they danced to a Rickroll. I Rickrolled our own rehearsal. I did. At Anime Bonsai about a month ago, right when we were about to get the improv game started for Whose Line Is It Anime, everyone was pumped up and I Rickrolled them.
I don't know if it's necessarily just people in the group or at conventions or whatnot, but I think one of my favorite ones that I did was I did a cosplay of Misa in all of the strapped up gear when she was being interrogated by Elle. And I could actually see through my visor, but no one knew that. And so I went around bumping into walls and banging into people. And at one point, I totally ate a wall and fell down right in front of this group of people. And they stopped talking and just looked at me. And I waited to see if they would help me. And I said, I just kind of got up. Oh, Mr. Stalker. I'm really hurt. Please help me. And they didn't say anything. And so, as I got up, I kind of walked by, and as I walked by, I saw all the names on their badges, and then I said each of their names, and I'm like, you're next to my death note.
I also am the website administrator for our website, which is really, really, really fun when you have pranks going on. And our good friend Logan, who plays Tamaki for our live performance, he's not in here. So anyway, we like to change his name to weird things on the forum so everyone can see it. And we changed his name to Paprika O'Toole and put a little chili pepper for his avatar. And then at Phantomonium, we had them at registration change his name tag to Paprika O'Toole. And right now I'm looking for a banana slug to put in his shoe for the performance. Oh yeah, on his Halo account.